And we're back for another episode. In this episode we're going to be continuing the Shadowbringers story. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here at the inn at Journey's Head in Arang. And we need to talk to Telseen. We're at 28.27.3. So the next quest is called A Purchase of Fruit. The Telseen has the air of a woman being pulled in 10 directions at once. So I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Elise? What? And twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death. Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true, thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Elise. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, seeing as that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Panil, Toden, and Halrik. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Fair enough, fair enough. So we need to go just there. So let's talk to Pornil. Oh, thank you. Okay. So Toten glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Okay. There's a lot of inappropriate jokes I can make right now, but I'm not gonna. It's a nit. So Harlik remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. Well, he's about to turn, isn't he? Okay. So let's talk to Telseen. So you've seen to the patients. How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Horik, though. I have to speak with the other carers, but I think this time may be near. His time may be near. We shall leave you to have the discussion then. I was going to take Mithrie to Maud Sock, if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there's one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Kassad's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. So come then, Mithrie, there's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Okay, so we need to go back to there. So once we get there, we will continue. Okay, so we arrived at Ron, so let's talk to him. Or is it Ron? So, ho, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares? Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh yes, nectarine, peaches, grapes, fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one. Free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a Maud merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh yes, I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Thank you, come again. So right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head up past the Aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Cool. So we need to go up there. So once we get up the tower, we will continue. Okay, so the tower's just at the other side of the Aetheryte, so let's talk to Elise. So here are your precious worms. That buys us a trip to the top of the tower, does it not? Glazed wrigglers, you actually brought them. I really shouldn't let you, but just this once, alright? Only once. So, never fails. Shall we?
Look, over there, where the wall is broken. Do you see what lies beyond? That's what the land became after the light flooded in. An empty white nothingness. Life cannot exist in such conditions. The primordial light would wreak havoc on the body's etheric balance. That nectarine you bought, it's Halric's favorite fruit. Most of the patients, Halric included, survived the attacks of powerful eaters. But their fate was sealed all the same. The monster's corruption has entered their bodies, and their very essence is being subsumed by light. The twisted state of the world itself just makes matters worse. Under normal circumstances, a person's ether naturally tends to equilibrium. But for these poor souls, the opposite is true. Sooner or later, every single one of them will turn. Tesleen and the patients, they all know this. They know what has to be done before the change goes too far, before the eater within takes over. The preferred method is mixing poison into their favorite food. In my time here, I've borne witness to a lot of last meals. I feel just as helpless as before. No matter how hard I fight, it's never enough. But it's a war I mean to wage, nonetheless. Speaking of wars, do you remember how I made you promise not to leave me and then promptly collapsed? Well, let's just say I had a few choice words for the Exarch concerning the timing of his summons. But even if the fault lay with someone else, I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd abandon you on the battlefield. So I swore that I'd make up for my absence there by making a difference here. And that's what keeps me moving forward, even when things seem hopeless. On which note, it's time we headed back. The longer we keep Tesleen waiting, the harder this will be for her.
Cool. So let's talk to her again. So I'm glad I was able to show you that. When it comes to understanding the catastrophe which befell the First, one glimpse of the empty wasteland beyond the wall is worth more than an hour of Urionje's lecturing. And I needed you to know beyond a doubt that Tesleen has no other choice. The nectarine will be kindness. It isn't just the threat posed to others. When a person becomes an eater, The pain appears to be excruciating. The carers are truly fond of their wards and would spare them that suffering. It is their way of fighting back against a fate worse than death. Wow. Okay, so now we need to go back to Tesleen. So let's teleport straight there. Okay, let's go. So you're back. I hope you had a nice time. Did you manage to find a nectarine? Here we go, nectarine, a plump, sweet-smelling nectarine. So, thank you. Lisa's explained why I wanted this, actually. I can see it in your eyes. But we may not need it just yet. I spoke with the others, and we've decided to keep an eye on Halric for now. Thanks to you, though, if his time does come suddenly, we'll be ready to send him on his way with a taste of happier days. Cool. Next quest is called The Time Left to Us. Tesleen makes an effort to smile brightly. Well, nothing's going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can lighten the mood. We don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. Think it's time for the welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
You needn't have gone to the trouble. I'll have another bowl then.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot. In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get. I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrant could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming.
Uh-oh.
Desleen! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Eek. Well, I guess he's turned. So, Mithrie Elise, we have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before, but it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's keep the search close to the inn. Halric isn't very sure on his feet, so he won't have gone far. I'll search the east side. Please, Halric. Please be alright. So I'll cover the north and west then. You take everything from here to the south. Eek. Okay, so... Okay, it's not too far of a run. So yeah, by the way, guys, for those of you who've been watching my series so far, I'm constantly fiddling with the audio levels, because some people have fed back that the voice is not high enough. So I've put all the other volumes down and put the voice 100%. So if you have any feedback about the audio levels, like, are the cutscenes okay, can you hear them fine, and so on, then do be sure to feedback in the comments below. Okay, so we're at the destination. There's no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. Okay, so let's see. Because it's, believe me, since I've been a YouTuber or content creator, it's been a constant battle finding a right audio balance. I've been fighting it for 6 years. But I do rely on your guys' feedback to help me out in those situations. So you scan your surroundings in search of Halric and suddenly find yourself under attack. Well, okay, let me summon my Chocobo. Just so he can help out. I need to work out the rotation, like, when do I ever actually use Holy? Is it ever good to use? Or do I spam it when I'm full mana? Okay. So, we didn't find him. So let's go north. So once we are there, we will continue. Okay, so we got to the next destination, so let's click it. There is a lot of mobs around, so I'll probably get aggroed. Oh, okay, maybe not.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Halric!
Wow, nice.
We have to run!
Uh-oh.
Tesseline! No!
Well, rip her.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
Lol. That's not creepy at all.
No, 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 no!
And away she goes.
Forgive me, Elise.
Well, rip her. Jeez. Okay. So when they said the "you will die," it probably is like that. What happened to Tesseline just now will probably happen to you. I'm sorry, Mithrie. I tried to tell the carers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder to lean on. Not like this. Okay. So I need to go and tell them, I guess. So it's just so unfair. Tesseline was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world who to suffer such a fate. Yeah. Let's talk to Wilford. So I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us, so I appreciate what you're doing here. Me, I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. and she cared about that sort of thing, about giving people the chance to say their goodbyes. Eek. Okay, next quest. So, Halric is as unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up to into the sky where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Okay. The next quest is called Tears on the Sand. Elise is lost in grief. What will you say? I've spoken with the carers. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, and to me. So, sorry to interrupt. We realised we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late, too slow, and I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to a decision. I won't be continuing my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. So, of course, she would have done the same. So farewell, Halric. Keep Teslene's word close to your heart. So wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely this is a bit hasty. Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and a purpose. This damn light, building without cease, is the reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But what if we corrected the balance? Even if it were only little by little. Even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever hope to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. So we should return to the Crystorium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I still use the skills I have gained here to hurt them. Okay, so let's go back to there. Once we are there, we will continue. Okay, so we made it back, so let's talk to Elise. So forgive me, Mithrie, I couldn't stay there a moment longer, but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women are at the inn, battle against this blight with kindness. I must fight it in my own way, with steel. For yours your sword in the darkness to Novaran's sword in the light. Gods above, it feels like an age ago now. Miss Elise, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftness, Amaro. I need to return to the Crystorium immediately. As you wish. Okay, let's talk to her. So, remind me to wear goggles if we ever fly over Armorang again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at least. I think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. we need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? Okay, so I guess quickest way, let's go to the Dosler Gate. Or the Dossel Gate. I mean, the city is so much more grander in scope when you compare it to like Kugane or even Ishgard. So they did a good job. Okay, so let's go in. Nice. We finally have the two of them. So, thank you for seeking me out, Mithrie. It meant a lot to have you there at my side. And looking at Alphanode, I'd say he's as eager to begin this discussion as I am. I say we lay our experiences before the Exarch and step back to see what kind of picture they made. Then we can decide where to go from here. Okay. So that's that quest done. And it does seem as well we have our first gate. So we can't continue with the quest of Light Wardens until we're level 71. So, and we're very close. We're very close. So I'll do a couple of fates. I'll do a couple of whatever to push over the edge for 71. But either way, I was going to stop now anyway. So it's a convenient time to stop. So anyway, guys, if you liked that video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. You can watch around the video there. You can watch the latest upload down there. Or you can click down here to subscribe. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.